fullest of regards to the fellow members of the Alpha branch of the Utopia. And now, commencing video. Hello there everyone, my name is the one and only Silverreploid CLE. How are you guys doing on YouTube? That's right, the Silverreploid / Inkling coming at you live, looking fresh in the flesh on the net, stream or non-stream, and welcome back everyone to another video. First things first, hope you guys are having a very blessed and safe Monday thus far, and hope you guys had a very wonderful Mother's Day yesterday where you take time to spend quality time and warm time with your mother out there. Shout out to every mother out there, you guys are definitely amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm also thankful for my mom as well. And yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next chapter, which is another day, that is. And here we are looking at an SCP that I have not well, it's been a long time since I read to an SCP explanatory animation. But today we got right here is SCP-082 Fernand the Cannibal. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would come across this title after having not read into this series of explanatory animations after a long time. I had so much on my hands, but thankfully we're back to looking at some more of the stuff, and I wonder what type of abnormality they're going to investigate further in the factory, in the industry. But either way guys, we're here to find out after a long time. So before we get to that guys, for those who are new to the channel, thank you all very much as always for tuning in, and of course giving the channel a very excellent glimpse. Your everlasting love and support are greatly appreciated by yours truly. Please do not hesitate to like this video if you enjoyed it, leave your comments down below, and please subscribe for more content with the notifications activated. Also, big shout out to members on behalf of the Utopian branch, aka the membership branch. If you also wish to become a member on behalf of the branch, please refer to the join button, review the perks, and when you join, the perks will be granted to you by yours truly. Make sure you also subscribe to SCP Explains for more of their explanatory animations. Channel is provided in the description, comments in the outro, and guys, with that being said, let's go ahead, react to this video. We shall see how it goes, and that'll be all for today's reaction, because later I might take the notion to make some more lo-fi songs since I was in the mood for it earlier, but I might bring it later on today, it depends, but we'll see. Anyway guys, let's go ahead and check out this Fernand the Cannibal. We shall see how it goes. Rolling clip now. Hi everyone, before continuing, it is with great pleasure to let you guys know that I made a cameo. If you'd like to receive a personal video shout out from me, whether it's your birthday, your wedding day, or if you even like to receive a congratulatory shout out for your gaming achievement, sporting achievements, social media account milestones, and so much more to help you to also start your cameo journey, please refer to my link located in the video description.
A month ago, Dr. Robert Maxwell was a senior researcher working at the facility, but a tragic mistake had cost the lives of several of his co-researchers. Now he was being led down a bleak hallway, armed biocontainment area 14, a rifle-wielding guard flanking him on either side. The once rising researcher had a very different title now, D-8724. He had been made a D-class personnel, a death sentence. However,
that doesn't
as the
sound
guards
good.
led him to his possible demise, he wasn't dressed in the typical D-class orange jumpsuit. No, he was dressed in frilly Rococo dining wear more typical of 18th century France. If anything, Dr. Maxwell looked like he was on his way to meet royalty, and in a sense, he was. The former researcher had begged for any other assignment, but the site director insisted on committing Dr. Maxwell to tea time with SCP-082. He'd always been the talkative type, so the two would make a perfect pairing. And if the creature found him sufficiently amusing, then Maxwell might even leave the containment cell alive. He had heard legends of the giant creature they called the Cannibal. Maxwell hoped they were just stories. Dr. Maxwell was pushed by the guards into a large, luxuriously appointed room, and the doors were locked behind him. He felt like a child, surrounded by freakishly large furniture and 10-foot-high ceilings. The fog of obnoxious floral perfumes couldn't fully cover up the pervasive smell of death that lingered in the cavernous halls of 082's palace.
That's not a cannibal, that's a freaking Grim Reaper, man.
Thanks to an elaborate ruse conducted by the Foundation, SCP-082 believed he was the King of France, and that his containment cell was a palace where he remained for his own safety. The creature's continued good behavior and everyone else's safety relied on visitors keeping up that lie. Maxwell had never worked in this area of the facility, so a lot of the standard procedures were new to him. Still, his superior had given him a clear directive. Talk to the monster, communicate with him, be cordial and friendly. See if you can find out more about his mysterious past. And most importantly, if you want to survive, don't annoy him. The down-on-his-luck scientist gulped inside, trying to steady his nerves in this oversized fake French palace. He just kept thinking, surely he can't be that big. He almost talked himself into believing that the accounts of the creature were just that, tall tales, until a huge figure began lumbering into the main chamber. It was him, SCP-082, also known as Fernand the Cannibal. SCP-082 was an 8-foot-tall hulking monster, built sturdier than the castles it likes to imagine are its true home.
Imagine comparing him to the size of the Incredible Hulk, Sasquatch, or even the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Just imagine comparing the sizes of this guy to those 3 identical names that we're familiar with.
Swollen, bloated, and grossly out of proportion, the creature clocks in at over 700 pounds.
Whoa.
Most of which is pure muscle that's almost impossible to pierce with conventional weaponry.
Humongous muscle mass
stopped
at
just
that.
feet away and stared at Dr. Maxwell with its beady, sunken-in eyes, like a hungry rat. Just the sight of it struck terror into Dr. Maxwell's heart, but he didn't dare show his fear. Instead, he remembered his brief training, bowing politely and forcing a smile, referring to the creature as Your Highness, and profusely thanking it for granting him an audience. The monster continued staring without saying anything, and then gave a wide, lockjawed grin.
The wide grin of pure death. And being cordial with him will not change a freaking thing, given that he has an innermost menacing intent to actually undermine the guy. Yeah.
Showing off its huge teeth. It did everything through gritted teeth, except eat and sing. Dr. Maxwell hoped he wouldn't be a part of either activity. Fernand gave a low, booming chuckle. He thanked Dr. Maxwell for coming to give him some company, and invited him to come further inside and take a seat, adding, with a sly wink, that he won't bite. The monster
Yeah, I had a
complained that he
bad
so
feeling
rarely
for
gets
this, for
visitors
Dr.
to the
Maxwell.
house these days, but he omitted the fact that the main reason for this was his tendency to devour them. Maxwell nodded and followed the giant deeper into its oversized abode. He couldn't help but notice that the monster's arms looked like huge, fleshy punching bags. He knew that if Fernand wanted to, he could easily crush him flat, just like he'd done to so many unfortunate guards during containment breaches. Fernand told Dr. Maxwell that he was thinking of having some decorating work done. The walls of his palace were starting to look awfully drab, and he gestured to one covered with a rusty red streak. Maxwell remembered that D-class cleaners were sent into the containment cell twice a month to tidy any of Fernand's messes, but they often ended up becoming one of the messes themselves. The creature encouraged Maxwell to take a seat at his oversized dining table, while he tended to a pot of what he said was full of delicious onion soup. Maxwell obliged his host's request and took a seat at a huge chair that made him look like a 6-year-old sitting at the grown-ups table. Meanwhile, Fernand was using a huge machete-like knife to cleave onions in half.
Who would have
for his
thought
bubbling
Fernand
pot
had such
stew.
potential in
Even
cooking,
though Fernand had shown no
despite
signs
his
of
innermost
aggression,
intent.
as he watched the cannibal hack away at onions with his enormous knife, Maxwell could feel himself beginning to sweat. After
Yeah.
all, they didn't call this creature the Cannibal for nothing. This was a monster with a truly horrifying body count.
What? Over 100,000? Are you kidding me? Well, given that he consumed that many people, like, shouldn't he be much more big? Well, I shouldn't overanalyze that, but given the analytics of how many people that Fernand consumed, gosh.
During previous containment breaches, it had taken enough tranquilizer to put down
The
2
klaxon goes
elephants
off.
to subdue the creature, but not before multiple agents quite literally lost their heads in the process. Fernand was able to bite them off with one huge chomp, like he was eating a drumstick, snapping right through the bone with his incredible tooth and jaw strength. Surprisingly, when he wasn't on a violent rampage, Foundation researchers had found SCP-082 to be unusually polite and forthcoming, offering the researchers
That's a
plenty of
complete
information about
understatement.
himself and his past. The only problem was that almost everything the creature said was a complete lie.
Exactly.
From his time as a researcher, Maxwell knew that there were only a few details about the creature that could be ascertained for certain. SCP-082 would reliably answer to the name Fernand, and genetically, Fernand was technically human. The means by which Fernand became so grotesquely huge, strong, and cannibalistic are still unknown. Foundation personnel are still looking into whether it's due to some kind of anomalous genetic mutation or by more supernatural means. All we know is that he's big, unpredictable, and extremely dangerous.
And should really be kept out of your vicinity as well, when you think about it. Yeah, Dr. Maxwell is in for one big surprise, although he better hope and pray that he will not end up meeting the same fate as the other ones that Fernand consumed. Gosh.
Dr. Robert Maxwell sat terrified at the dining table of SCP-082, listening to Fernand's
He should have made his escape while he still could, circumventing the area.
Into the boiling soup. Fernand had switched the topic of conversation to one of his favorite fictional characters, Hannibal Lecter. Of course, Hannibal the Cannibal isn't quite so fictional to Fernand.
Okay, when it comes to certain entities like this guy with strange behavioral traits, good intentions in their end don't mean jack shrimp, especially when it comes to those who are like spectating how they behave and whatnot around them. So, yeah.
While he's been shown to be extremely intelligent in terms of puzzle solving and memory, he seems to have no understanding of the distinctions between fiction and reality.
Keanu Reeves and Batman. What the heck are they doing there?
Documentary or reality television. And ever since seeing The Silence of the Lambs, Fernand has been eager to meet with Dr. Lecter, which he emphasized to Maxwell over and over. Since trying to explain the concept of fiction to Fernand had never previously worked, Maxwell simply told him that Dr. Lecter is extremely busy at the moment, but will visit whenever he gets a chance. This seemed to satisfy Fernand, who placed 2 large bowls of steaming soup on the table before sitting down a little too close to Maxwell. He couldn't help but notice that the giant cannibal was now sitting within biting distance, and as a lowly D-class, nobody would be rushing in to save him if things went south.
Some
Fernand
guards
began ranting through his clenched teeth once more, occasionally stopping to consume a hefty spoonful of onion soup. Maxwell was
he'll be
sure
doing
to
in a matter of
safe,
seconds.
not wanting to seem anything
Spoon
less
that
than
big.
polite. But soon the tenor of Fernand's rant began to shift. Typically, the monster spoke French or heavily accented English. Now he was affecting the accent of a Victorian gentleman, peppering his speech with tally-ho and the game is afoot. Maxwell was confused at first, but quickly realized the game Fernand was playing. It's well known that Fernand is a pathological liar who likes to play numerous characters, changing his mannerisms and clothes accordingly. These personas have included a vampire, Big Bird, Andre the Giant,
What the?
Foundation researcher Dr. Bright, the Incredible Hulk, Alexander the Great, Captain Hook, Dr. Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's monster. And, of course, in this case, the iconic fictional detective, Sherlock Holmes. Fearing for his life in this strange situation, Dr. Maxwell did the only thing he could, play along. As Fernand reeled off his Holmesian delusions,
playing to his
Maxwell
demise
began to play
comes
the role
forth.
of Dr. John Watson, asking follow-up questions and complimenting Fernand's impeccable deductive reasoning. And it seemed to be working. Fernand played along too, acting as though the two of them really were Arthur Conan Doyle's crime-fighting duo. Towards the end of their game, Dr. Maxwell was even starting to enjoy it, amazed that his quick thinking was actually keeping him safe. But just then, the cannibal froze, as if in a trance. He locked eyes with Dr. Maxwell, like a mad dog that you can't tell if it's going to bite you or not. He saw the creature's gargantuan teeth separating.
Oh no!
Open. This could surely only mean one thing.
Get the heck out of there, that's what it means.
Prepared for death, cursing that all of his quick thinking had amounted to nothing. Fernand leaned towards him, his gaping maw with its hot onion-scented breath just inches away from Maxwell.
Oh
And then
no!
began to sing. The cannibal broke into a raucous Victorian pub song.
Treble
happy
clef,
and
bass
joking.
clef.
In his moment of terror, Dr.
Etc.
Maxwell had forgotten that this was the other reason SCP-082 opens his nightmarish jaws. Relief washed over him, as he knew he was safe, at least for the moment. Not long after, Foundation guards arrived and escorted him from the cell. leaving the delusional giant to his own devices back in the so-called palace. The former researcher had done it. He had bested Fernand the Cannibal, and hopefully it would be the last time he'd ever be face to face with that
I know,
dangerous
right?
giant. Unfortunately for Dr. Robert Maxwell, in a performance review later that week, one of his superiors remarked that Fernand enjoyed his company and he had done a great job. Such a good job, in fact, that Fernand insisted he have Dr. Maxwell for dinner, or any other meal for that matter, sometime very soon.
Forget
So go check out
that. Yeah, forget that, shrimp. If I want to have dinner, it would be with my family, loved one, friends, or heck, just cook at home. Because, well, yeah, just after seeing that shrimp, I'm surprised that, well, I shouldn't be overly surprised that Fernand didn't clobber Dr. Maxwell, but yeah, just the ill intent that he had. Well, I guess for Dr. Maxwell's case, it wasn't all that bad, but at the same time, though, consuming over 100,000 people, 100,000 souls, like, jeez, that's quite overwhelming if you think about it. Well, it is overwhelming right off the bat, without any hint of doubt, because, well, numbers, right? But either way, that right there was SCP-082, Fernand the Cannibal, where Fernand, well, you already know, but either way, guys, I guess Dr. Maxwell in the end made it out of there safely, and something part of me almost wants to tell me that he might go back and relive that same experience again, despite the innermost traits of Fernand himself. And yeah, but I can pretty much guarantee that the freaking onion soup was rather underselling if you think about it. But either way, guys, then too, he might be a good cook, but I wouldn't actually lean towards that fully if I were you guys, or if I were Dr. Maxwell. At any rate, that right there is going to conclude my SCP reaction after a long time. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this long-awaited SCP explained reaction video, and if you did, as always, guys, please hit the like button, leave your comments down below, and of course, please take a moment to subscribe with the notifications activated. Make sure you also subscribe to SCP Explains for more of their explanatory animations. As always, everyone, the channel is provided in the description, comments in the outro, and everyone, my social media, Twitch, and my song list are provided in the description as well. If you also want to request a personal video shout out from yours truly, please do not hesitate to refer to my Cameo link located in the video description. You can request whatever you want me to say on camera, and boom, there's your video shout out. And if you also wish to commission a song made by yours truly that you use for your content, etc., please do not hesitate to refer to me via social media. We'll go from there if I do song commissions. This is me, Silverreploid CLE, signing off for now. I love you guys, stay fresh in the flesh and off the hook, and on behalf of the Utopia, I will catch every single one of you in the next video. Have a blessed and safe Monday, everyone, and I'll see you again soon as always. Love you guys. If you love music, and if you would like to partake in support of my channel by purchasing music, please refer to my song list down below. Hey guys, Silverreploid CLE here. I want to thank all of you for watching this video. Please smash on the like button, subscribe for more content if you're new, and please turn on the push notifications. And also, please make sure you check out my other videos or any video on display and show tons of love and support for not only me, but to those who are also involved. Have a great one, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!